there's a lot of theories on protein right now. So there is 30 grams of protein with every meal, opens up an amino acid receptor site in the muscle that stimulates a pathway called your mTOR pathway. And mTOR is how you grow muscle. So you have to hit 30 grams. Like if you don't hit 30 grams, you haven't opened that pathway up. And then beyond that, we're supposed to have 1 gram of protein for every pound of ideal body weight that we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just that alone is hard.
It's so hard. Can I tell you how many Google searches I've done? Do you know what I mean? For ideas on how to hit that amount of protein in a way that works for the kind of foods that I'm looking for, also my appetite. So I've gone all around the merry-go-round trying to figure that piece out.
Right.
One of my latest things that I'm doing, which I'm into and it feels good for me, is I actually add some paleo protein powder to my coffee.
Oh, okay, so I've been doing the same thing. I'm
my God.
I'm like, and collagen powder.
Yes.
So, okay, so let's unpack this from a fasting lifestyle because I've been like, well, what if I've been doing True Vani because I know Vani.
Yes.
And I'm like, I know she made those ingredients pure. Like if anybody did, Vani Hari did. So I used the True Vani and I put the collagen powder in my coffee.
Yes.
It has 14 grams of, 1 scoop has 14 grams of protein. So I can do 2 scoops or 2 cups of coffee. And with those scoops. So I know what everybody's going to ask me, which is, does it pull you out of a fasted state? So I've checked it on my CGM. It doesn't pull me out of ketosis, but with that much protein, you are purposely pulled out of autophagy. And there are 2 separate things. You can fast for autophagy, which cleans the cells out. In that scenario, you want to bring protein down. But in the scenario we're talking about, what we're doing is staying in that ketogenic state where we're burning fat, but we're also powering up muscle. It's brilliant.
I love it. So it's been a game changer for me.
Me too.
Honestly, sometimes when I'm thinking about how to get all of that protein in, it's difficult.
Yes.
You know, busy humans that we are,
Yeah.
families and careers and businesses and all the things that we have to take care of. And now you're like, oh my God, I have to count all these.
And now I got to get a gram of protein
And
down the body.
exactly right. So it's just I think it's a great option for some of us when we need it. And it's been working.
I also found a TikTok video that has people putting eggs in their coffee. They call it carnivore coffee.
Oh, really?
So I tried that, but it was a little bit much on my stomach.
Yeah.
So that was one. The other hack I'll give you for coffee for protein is put amino acids in it. So because it is the amino acid, specifically the amino acid leucine, is that it actually triggers the sensor to open up and this pathway to start for me. So
do you do both?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So the True Vani, or a protein powder, and then the amino acid.
That's right.
Okay.
So I do like True Vani, and then I do the Body Health amino acids, and I'll put them in there in my coffee in the morning.
I'm going to upgrade my coffee.
It's amazing. Oh, and then I got one more for you. Since we're on the topic of coffee, let's take some MCT oil.
Yes.
And put it in there. And now you've got the good fat, you've got the aminos, you've got the protein. You're technically in a fasted state. You just aren't stimulating autophagy, but you're ready for your workout.
Do you have some other ideas for how to get to that 30 mark?
Yeah. So 2 other ideas I've done is for sure protein shakes.
Yep.
And like lots of protein powder. So that's one. My other favorite are beef sticks.
Okay.
So Paleo Valley beef sticks, I've got like packs of them everywhere. And so then I'll just eat them all day long. So, but from my understanding is it's that first meal needs to have at least 30 grams of protein. And so after that, once you've stimulated the mTOR pathway, you can actually, you don't need 30 grams at each meal. You just need to hit that total 1 gram per pound of body weight.
Yeah. So, and just see how you feel. I mean, I've been feeling so much better with this coffee and adding the protein to it. And again, it shows in my performance at the gym. Of course, we're talking about sleep and all these other things, but getting that protein in, it makes me feel grounded and solid and prepared for the day.
So, okay. Do you have any other hacks for protein? Because
honestly, sometimes it's like going into the app and going into counting things and like, okay, how many eggs? And do I want some turkey? And do I want some chicken? And where else am I going to get those?
Oh, we should probably also talk about, I don't know if in your community, I have a lot of plant-based.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about that because it's always a big question. And there's times in my life, I like shifting my, what's going and trying always to eat as many plants as possible. But there's times when my body craves animal meat. And I'm just going to go for the grass-fed, the organic, pasture-raised. And then there's times when I'm like, okay, plant time. So let's talk about that.
So, okay, if you do dairy, one of the best protein rich is cottage cheese.
Oh yeah. What do you think of Greek yogurt?
Or Greek yogurt? Yes. Those are both. If you do dairy, so here's the challenge with dairy if it's pasteurized, it's dead food.
Mhm.
So you don't have enzymes, you don't have probiotics in it. So like with my cream, I always try to get raw. But if because otherwise you're missing out on that. But you're still getting the protein. So like cottage cheese, you're still getting the protein. Greek yogurt, you're still getting the protein.
What if you don't do dairy?
What if you don't do dairy? Then we got to look more at the legumes.
Okay.
So lentils are like the powerhouse. So I used to buy cooked lentils at the market, and I would just have it in my refrigerator, and I'd put it in salads all the time.
Yeah.
And I just sprinkle it in there, and that was really like just constantly getting that into my, and it's full of that amino acid leucine. So those are kind of, and then if you actually in the new book, I have a whole long list of some of the most protein-rich vegetables for the plant-based community. But I do think if you're plant-based, that is one of the challenges is you've got to work on getting this protein in. So you may do like what we're talking about, where you put the collagen powder in your coffee with the amino acids. And Vonnie is plant-based.
Yeah.
So she actually has collagen that's plant-based.
That's awesome.
I think it's marine-based. I think it's from fish.
She's great. Their products are fantastic.
So, okay, so that's protein. Anything else you want to say on protein?
No, just protein's awesome.
Do you ever feel like tired, like you're eating so much protein?
I think when if I'm trying to do things perfectly, that's when I get tired.
Yeah.
But whether it's protein or my business or, we've talked about this a little bit. Like someone was asking me actually like how data driven I am. And I'm like, I have to really watch it because the kind of person I am, I can get obsessive. The Oura ring, this, that.
Yes.
So I am aiming always for progress, not perfection.
Yes.
And paying attention to how this whole body feels.
Yeah.
How she's performing, how she's sleeping. And so, if I don't get to about, the perfect number every day, if I'm really close, I get a gold star.
So I teach a concept, and it's called the N of 1. So when they look at a science study, the N equals how many people were in the study. And like, if you get a study that's like 3,000 people, it's like, whoa, that was amazing. But what they have found, and it was actually a principle that they found in therapy, that if you involve the patient in their own treatment plan, that they actually got better quicker. And they called it the N of 1, which is involving you in your own treatment plan. So what I just heard in that is like, here you have this high achieving woman that has done a tremendous amount in your life, and you want to kick butt in all areas of your life, but you're also saying, I have to listen to myself.
Yes.
I got to listen to my lifestyle. You're being your own N of 1.
That's right.
So I don't want to miss that, because I get a lot of questions of like, okay, well, exactly how many macros, exactly this. And what I'm giving you all are some ideas. Now, I want you to take those ideas and figure out what works best for you.
Yeah. And I think, and you'd probably admit this, it's really important too, because sometimes the science keeps evolving.
That's right.
We keep evolving.
Yeah.
So it's like, if we're aiming in the right direction and we're doing our very best and we feel good, it's like, hey, thumbs up all the way around.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. How quickly after your workout do you eat?
I usually need at least 45 minutes, if not an hour.
Oh,
just because it depends. Like sometimes if I come back from a workout, it just like I feel so full of energy, and I'm like, I need the shower. I need a second, especially if I pushed hard. What does the science mean I should do?
Well, there's emerging science that came out in the last month that basically said, like, within a half an hour after you work out, you should have this one is a little too much for me. You should have 100 grams of protein.
Woo!
Yeah.
I don't think I can do it.
I don't think I can do it either. And the people that I've been watching that are talking about this are bodybuilders. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder.
Neither am I.
So, but what I do think is fairly quickly, half an hour to an hour after you eat, I think, or after you work out, you want to have something protein rich.
Okay, good.
Because you've just broken down muscle. And so you have this unique moment where the muscle's like a sponge, and it's going to pull in all of that amino acid.
I'll lounge a little bit less after my shower.
So shower quickly.
Let you guys know how it goes.
Shower quickly. That's and or take the smoothie into the shower.
That would actually be kind of fun. All right. Now, see, another ideas all over.
Yes, there you go.